So when my sister died 20 years after my brother, she was 52, she died from alcoholism, I was able to access her at a level of pure love. Even though I couldn't stop her from drinking because she'd gone too far, I was able to access her at a level of absolute love. And when she died, me and my mum were with her, because her and my mum, they spoke to each other on the phone 5 times a day. So they were very, very tightly linked. So you think my mum's not going to cope with this. But when my sister died, they brought the priest in, and we knew they were going to give the last rites. And she said, "Is there anything you'd like me to read?" And I said, "Can you read something from St. Paul? Romans 12:20." I said, "Anything in Romans or Corinthians." And she said, "Yeah, I can do that." So she was just reading these prayers out. And halfway through reading the prayers, my sister died in the middle of the prayer. And the priest went like that because it was so unexpected. Because nobody dies, when you're receiving prayers, it tends to be afterwards. And she automatically changed into the prayer for the dead. Wow. And the room just went like we're feeling now, just a stillness. And I said to my mum, "She's gone." She said, No, she's okay, she's still here. I said, "No, she's gone, Mum." And the fact that she went in the middle of the prayer was such a miracle, because the priest said, "What do you want for her?" I said, we want her to stop suffering. She was in a coma by now. We wanted to stop suffering. We wanted to be released from this. She's been suffering for a long time. We wanted to stop suffering. We just wanted to be released. And that was our wish. And when she died through the prayer, my mum has been at peace with it ever since, because she felt God in the room. So if she ever brings my sister up, because it was a very sad time, because my sister was very, very poorly. She went down to under 6 stone, and she was a bag of bones. And my mum, I just said, "Yeah, but what did we see when she died, Mum? What did you feel?" She said, "God was there." I said, it was undeniable. Even the priest was shocked. It was so still and so beautiful, such a release. And that stayed with me, but it stayed with me in the part where I think he was reading from Corinthians, when he was saying that no energy can assail me, no energy can separate me, no height, no depth, no breadth, no enemy, no principality, no power can separate me from God. Nothing can separate me from God. That was kind of where she was talking. Bump, I just watched her go. It was so powerful. And so writing Brown Paper Bag and 3 Sacks Full of Hats enabled me to sit with my sister when she was dying and just access her through pure love. No judgment, no anger, no confusion, no kind of "why are you doing this" and "you've got kids," none of that. Just love. And I was with my sister even when she was dying. We just laughed and laughed and laughed. I'd go in sometimes and she'd be asleep. And she'd wake up. There's one time she was asleep, and I thought, if she doesn't wake up soon, I'm going to have to go soon. I've been there for about 3/4 of an hour, and I didn't want to disturb her. So in my mind, I just said to her, "You better wake up now, Mary Jo, because I'm going to go." And she just woke straight up. So she heard me. And she said, "Oh, why didn't you wake me?" I said, "Well, I've been photographing your bare bum." I said, "Your bare bum's got its own site on the internet now." I said, "People are watching it." I said, "Every time you're asleep," I said, your bare arse is sticking out the sheets. I'm photographing it. I'm putting it on the internet. It's on the World Wide Web. You've got a following. You better not. So we just laughed. So I couldn't do anything for my sister other than access her at a level of pure love. So she often got angry with other people, but never with me, because she just knew I loved her, and she knew I didn't judge her. Everybody loved her, but it's very hard not to let judgment come in. I don't understand why are you going out, you're dying. Why have you had another drink? She got no choice. That addiction. Part of it, when she had a drink, that part of it is gone.
I mean, that's another whole subject, addiction.
Yeah,
what it does.
It's massive. So the film enabled me to do that, enabled me to say that sometimes all you can do is just love people. That's all you can do.
And your energy undoubtedly helped your mum at that point.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, because my faith, my faith is very, very strong. I have a great faith. I love God. I wake up in the morning and go through the whole day. My only fear is being separated from God. Even though I couldn't articulate what God is. I don't know what it is. Only that I feel it and that I fear being separated from it. And I'm only separated from it if I fall into remiss. If I fall into error, myself, which I do. So she felt my faith. And when I spoke to the priest and said, this is what we would like, she felt it. And we had a real miracle. It was very, very beautiful. So writing films and writing stories is a process of individuation. If the truth's in the film, then the truth will speak to other people. It'll act as an intercessor. So that dove is transformed, it comes through me and it's placed into the film, if I'm brave enough to tell the truth.
Yeah, that's a very powerful sentiment, because as you mentioned, when you're with your sister, it was pure love.
Just love.
Yeah, God, love,
Yeah.
this is all sort of linked. When you come to do these films, or when you're looking at difficult subjects, you have to delve into these darker areas.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, probably this is another podcast, but how do you keep that faith of love and that connection, and at the same time go into areas that are very challenging and difficult?
Well, you don't go into the areas without God. That's the key. So you learn to go deeper and deeper. You go deeper into your meditation. It's what they call being in constant prayer. So you're not dipping in and out of it. It becomes your inner vernacular all the time. Your inner dialogue. Everything based around your day is based around being in the centre and staying in the centre and not deviating from the centre. And then recognising when things come up in your life that are aberrations, but you think, I need to get rid of that. I've still got that.